buenos dias, howdy, hola, hello. It's me, C again, right? Now, before I begin, I just want to say I ain't got my contacts in, so I'm as blind as a fucking bat right now. But yeah, I ain't gonna make this video long, so it's all good. I just want to talk about something that was on my mind. I just wanted to educate my melanated people real quick, right? So, I'm sure y'all heard of the Civil Rights Act of 1964, right? This was essentially the thing that integrated blacks and whites, dog. And the mastermind behind that, MLK, y'all know who he is, right? He was the dude who basically orchestrated all that shit. He did all those peaceful protests. He did all those marches and shit. Essentially trying to get us to integrate with whites, right? Because, back in those days, and still today, whites owned fucking everything, right? And when we were segregated, everything they had was far more superior than what they gave us, right? So all the restaurants and shit, they were more upkept than what we had back in the day. Like the colored restaurants were straight up shit. The white restaurants had fucking everything, right? So MLK, he ain't like that. And a lot of other blacks didn't like that shit too. So he wanted to integrate so he could go into those restaurants, right? And those bathrooms and other shit. I don't know what the fuck it was. There's a lot of shit that was segregated. But yeah, in 1964, his wish was essentially granted, right? Blacks and whites, they integrated. So all those white restaurants that was around, blacks could now go in them and shit. And the main reason MLK and others wanted to do that was because they believed that that would stop racism, right? Integrating blacks and whites, they thought it would stop racism. But as the years went on, a couple years after that, MLK, he came to the realization that, well, wait a minute, we're integrated, we live together, but there's still racism going on, right? You say, what's going on? Whites still doing on this bullshit, right? So, a couple years after 64, MLK, he started to go on a little Malcolm X path. Praise be to Malcolm X, right? He started to go on a little tangent on the deliberating shit. He started to go on that path, right? And I can't remember the quote verbatim, but it was something along the lines of, I feel like I'm leading my people into a burning bush or some shit like that. I can't remember the quote verbatim, like I said. But essentially what he was saying was, well, we integrated, but there's still racism bullshit going on. So did I make the right choice? And when he realized that, y'all ever notice that he died? Well, I can't remember what year he died, like what, 68, 69, some bullshit like that? I can't remember. But it was shortly after he realized he made a mistake that the government killed him. And yes, that is true. You can look that shit up. The government was found guilty for his murder in 1999, I believe. Y'all can't quote me on that, dog. I can't remember the year. I ain't good with years like that shit. But yeah, I just want to come on and say, yeah, if you think about it, integration was a fucking horrible mistake for us blacks, dog. Cause think about it, man. Back in the day, like before 64, we had no choice but to work together as a community. Cause these white folks weren't doing shit for us because they fucking hated us. So we had nobody but ourselves to look after. And if you look at the state of today's black community, you see a whole bunch of coon ass shit. You see a whole bunch of black on black crime, like motherfuckers talk about. And you just see a whole bunch of civil war and division among our community. You ain't see that type of bullshit back before the Civil Rights Act. And that's a lot of things that Malcolm X was fighting for. That's my dude Malcolm X right there, right? He was for liberation of blacks. He said, well, blacks, well, wait a minute. We don't need these whites. We don't need these white folks to do anything. We don't need their restaurants. We don't need none of that shit. We need our own shit. We need to separate from these motherfuckers. And due to that, Malcolm X is painted as, sorry, I got distracted for a second. Yeah, due to that, Malcolm X is painted as a villain by white America. But for some reason, MLK, he gets all the praise. Shit. Y'all notice that? How MLK, he has his own holiday. They teach him in white schools. He's plastered everywhere. And there's a reason for that too, because he's the one who single-handedly made it so that us blacks assimilated into white culture and enriched the Europeans in this country. And yeah, that's all I wanted to come out and say. Peace.